It's being called groundbreaking. Deutsche Bank has agreed to pay $75 million to settle a lawsuit. That lawsuit claims the bank should have seen evidence that Jeffrey Epstein was involved in sex trafficking when he was a client with them. German lender Deutsche Bank has agreed to pay $75 million US to settle a lawsuit by women who say they were abused by the late financier Jeffrey Epstein and accused the German bank of facilitating his sex trafficking. A woman, only identified as Jane Doe, sued the bank in federal district court in New York and sought class action status to represent other victims of Epstein. The lawsuit stated that the bank knowingly benefited from Epstein's sex trafficking and chose profit over following the law.
The women involved here are going to get, depending on their individual circumstances, anywhere between $75,000 at the low end as much as $5 million at the high end. The allegation in this case was that Deutsche Bank simply ignored all the warning signs of sex trafficking in the bank that it had access to.
One of the law firms representing women in the case says it is the largest sex trafficking settlement with a bank in U.S. history. The settlement will allow dozens of survivors of Jeffrey Epstein to finally attempt to restore their faith in our system, knowing that all individuals and entities who facilitated Epstein's sex trafficking operation will finally be held accountable, the firm said in a statement. Deutsche Bank would not comment on the settlement, but pointed to a 2020 statement, acknowledging its mistake in taking on Epstein as a client. The bank has invested more than 4 billion euros to bolster controls, processes, and training, and hired more people to fight financial crime. Deutsche Bank had previously joined JP Chase, which is also facing a lawsuit over its ties to Epstein, in fighting the allegations. The German lender said late last year that it provided routine banking services to Epstein from 2013 to 2018, and that the lawsuit does not come close to adequately alleging that Deutsche Bank was part of Epstein's criminal sex trafficking ring. The lawsuits, which also target the government of the U.S. Virgin Islands, where Epstein had an estate, are drawing in some high-profile figures. A U.S. judge decided last month that JP Chase CEO Jamie Dimon must face up to 2 days of questioning by lawmakers handling the lawsuits. The Virgin Islands government is also trying to subpoena billionaire Elon Musk as part of its own litigation against JP Morgan, accusing the banking giant of enabling Epstein's recruiters to pay victims and helping conceal his decades of sex abuse. The bank has denied the allegations. Epstein killed himself in prison while facing federal criminal charges of sexually abusing dozens of underage girls.